Hello travelers, I'm Kimi.
And I'm Kari.
And in today's video, we're going to show you what to do after you book your Disney cruise.
So let's go.
So you have just booked your Disney cruise and you have put the deposit down. What do you do next?
So the first thing you want to make sure you have is your Disney Cruise Line information to log in. So you need your username and your password.
Yep, and if you already have a Disney World account or a Disneyland account, Disney Cruise Line uses the same one. You can use that.
Not only is that login information good for the website, but you're also going to use it for the Disney Cruise Line Navigator app. Be sure to get this on your phone, ready to go before your cruise. You can use it at home for the countdown. You can also use it for the dates that we're getting ready to talk about. And then this is going to be your lifeline while aboard the ship so that you can get all the daily activities and schedules so that you can have the best Disney Cruise Line experience.
So once you've logged in, you're going to go over to the tab on the top that says already booked. And you're going to scroll down and it's going to say my reservations. Alright, so on the left hand side, you're going to see your stateroom number, and underneath that is going to show the balance due. And then it's going to show you what day you need to have your entire cruise paid off by. So you want to make sure you have that date so you know exactly when your cruise needs to be paid in full by so that you can sail.
Alright, also under that spot where you find the date for the full balance due is a spot in blue, and it says make a payment, and you're going to click that and go from there to make any more additional payments that you need to do while you're waiting for your cruise.
And Disney is really good about it, where different people can pay different amounts at any time leading up to your cruise.
Yeah. So on the right hand side of your screen, the next important date is going to be under cruise activities. So this is going to give you a date of when you can book your cruise activities.
All these cruise activities include Bippity Boppity Boutique, the tastings, the mixologies, all that onboard fun that costs extra, Palo, Remy, also any port adventures, any excursions that you may have. And it's not going to be any extra cost at the time.
Yeah.
Yep, you're just holding the day and the time that you want that excursion.
You're just making that reservation.
Just make the reservation. If you're not sure, make the reservation anyways. That's our suggestion. And then you can think about it. You can always cancel later.
Yeah, because they're not going to charge you till the end of your cruise. Also, a tip that we like to tell everyone is that you can do this at midnight Eastern Standard Time. So as soon as that date happens for the Eastern time zone, for Florida time zone, is when that's going to open.
And this is based on your status. So the higher tier you are, the sooner you can book your activities.
One more thing to note about the cruise activities date is that you cannot book your cruise activities until you are paid in full. So if sometimes depending on your status and how long your cruise is, the dates can be different, but just know that you do have to be paid in full to book those activities. So those are two very important dates, and the next important date following with the cruise activities is for the princess gathering.
So the princess gathering is when about 4 princesses come out in the lobby all at the same time.
So this is going to be under cruise activities, however, the date is going to be different. So it's actually always 30 days out for any cruiser, no matter their status. And when you do look at the list on the day that you can book your activities, it will tell you Princess Gathering, and it will show the date that you can book it.
Yes.
And so make sure you come back to the website that day to get it, and we suggest getting that as quick as possible because it does book up.
This one is free.
Yeah.
This one does not cost extra, but you do need a time to see those princesses if you want to see them in the lobby all together.
Yeah. And a lot of first-time cruisers don't know that. They'll see all the princess lined up. They'll go up to the cast member and try to get in line, and then they say, no, sorry, you had to make a reservation. And then, you know, little Sally's disappointed that she can't see them all together. It is a great time saver, though, when the characters come out like that. All right, so now you know your balance due date, your cruise activities date, and your princess gathering date. And there's one more important date that you guys need to know about.
Alright, on the left hand side of your screen, you're going to see the online check-in date. This date is very important, and you're going to go down. It says once you've paid in full, you can begin your online check-in.
Yeah.
And it'll show the date that you can do it. Again, this is midnight. You are staying up that night.
Yeah.
Midnight Eastern time.
Standard time zone. So
Right.
you're going based on Florida time zone.
This is your port arrival time. Now, let's be clear on port arrival time. This is not the time that you are actually boarding the ship.
Yeah.
This is the time that you can pull up in your car to the parking terminal, and park your car, get out, and start the process.
Yeah.
It is not the time you're actually stepping on board.
Yes.
I
So
think
this
people
is-
get that mixed up. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, I can be on the ship at
At that
11:15 when that's
Yeah.
the time you're pulling up into the parking garage.
Basically, the earlier the port time, the more time on the ship, because you're in an earlier group time to get on, and those extra hours can be really helpful. Looking around at open houses and getting up to the buffet to eat. You want to get your vacation started, so
You
the
wanna get
sooner
an
the
earlier
better
time.
if you can. So before you begin your online check-in process, you guys are going to want to gather up a lot of different information for everybody that is sailing with you in your party and in your stateroom, and you're going to give all of this stuff to the person who's doing the online check-in process for your stateroom. Some of these documents you might know might be really easy for you because you live all under one household and your family is going together. But if you're a group of friends, you might have different addresses. You might not know everything off the top of your head. It's good to go ahead and get all of this together and by your side when you're ready to do the online check-in.
So the information that you're going to need for everybody in your stateroom is you'll need their full names, the home address, your phone numbers, your email address, everybody's debit and credit card information. Also, you're going to need an emergency contact person.
Yes, and that person is not sailing with you. You just need their name, their relation to you, and their phone number.
Also, if you're flying into the port beforehand, they want to know your flight information. I think they also want to know if you're staying in like a hotel before, or if
Yeah.
you're coming from your house beforehand.
Yeah.
So make sure you know where everybody's coming from.
All right, so once you have all of that information, there's a couple things you're going to need pictures of. And you're going to need pictures of everybody's passport.
Yep.
So when you open up your passport, you're just going to do the bottom section that you have your picture. They just need that little portion right there. So we like to scan it in, or you can take a picture of it, and then we upload it to our computer, and we make a travel document file, and that way everything's in the same file, and you're going to add a couple more things.
If you don't have a passport, you will need your birth certificate. It cannot be a photocopy. It needs to be the original, and you will also need your driver's license.
You will also need the numbers off your passports and license. It will automatically fill it in if it can read it on your picture, but sometimes it doesn't, so you will need it on hand just in case you need the numbers off of it. If it's just a child, they just need the birth certificate.
Okay, so the very last thing that you're going to need for everybody in your stateroom is a picture of everybody individually.
So this is going to be like a passport photo. You want a white or a plain background. You're going to take the picture about here up, or shoulders up. You want to face forward, and everybody's getting a picture individually. No hats, no sunglasses. If you have glasses kind of like ours, you're welcome to wear those in the picture.
So just make sure it's a nice clean photo of everybody. Just make one file on your computer, put those passport pictures in, put those birth certificates, the driver license, and those photos into one file. It will really save you time when you're trying to get that port arrival time. Alright, so once you have all that information, you'll be ready to start your online check-in.
Okay, so we are going to take you through the online check-in process.
Yep.
We screen recorded this for the last cruise that we just checked in for, and we're going to take you guys through the entire thing and give you all the tips and tricks so that you are ready and prepared to do this as quickly as possible.
So now that it's time to check in, make sure you've got all your information with you so that you're ready to get started. Once you've logged in, go to the tab that says Already Booked and go down to My Reservations. Your stateroom should be paid in full. Go down to Online Check-In, and once your online check-in time opens up, you're going to click Check In to begin the process. Here's a look at an overview of all the different sections that you will need to fill out to complete this online check-in process. Guest information, onboard accounts, travel plans, the port arrival time, and the cruise contract. So we're first going to go to guest information. You're going to go person by person in your stateroom and fill everything out, starting with their home address, email, and phone number. You're going to put in the language preference for that person and an emergency contact. This emergency contact person is someone that is not sailing with you on the ship. And then you're going to have the option to click on anyone in your party if the information is the same. If not, then you're going to have to repeat the process for anyone with different information. Then it's going to take you down to the identification section, and this is where you're going to be uploading your passport. Once you've uploaded your passport, all the numbers should come up in those boxes, but just quick double check that all those numbers are correct. Next, you're going to upload your photo. Remember, this is a nice clean picture of you. It's straight on, about shoulders up. You're against a plain backdrop and you're not wearing any hats or sunglasses in this picture. Once that photo gets uploaded, you're going to scroll down, and for the ladies, it will ask you about being pregnant during your time of sailing. Once all that information is complete for that first guest, you will have to repeat this process for every person in your stateroom, filling out all the information, uploading passports, and uploading everybody's photo. When that section is complete with everybody finished, it will look something like this with that first character colored in. Let's move on to the next section, your onboard account. So in this section for your onboard account, you're going to put in the credit or debit card that you want linked to your Key to the World card. Your Key to the World card is your key that gets you into your stateroom. It also pays for things in the gift shop on board and for drinks and anything like that. Also, Disney Band Plus is new, but it's another way to pay for things. But either way, this credit or debit card is going to be linked to your account. Next, you're going to check on any other family member that you want to use the same debit or credit card. And if you guys have different credit cards that you want to use for each guest, you're just going to repeat the process. When that section is complete, the next character should be colored in and look something like this, and then you will move on to the next section of your travel plans. This is when it's going to ask you if you're flying in before your cruise. If yes, then you'll have to enter all that information in. Then next it will ask you where you'll be going after your cruise and how you are leaving, such as if you have a car parked at the terminal or if you're taking a Disney transfer. Then it will ask you if the other people in your party have this same information. If yes, just click their names, saying that it is all the same. If no, you'll have to repeat this process. Once all that information is complete, it'll take you to the port arrival time. Go ahead and select your time you want to arrive at the cruise port terminal. Then it will take you to the cruise contract. You're going to scroll all the way through it and click the box at the bottom saying that you understand the contract, and then you're going to complete your check-in. Once your check-in is all complete, your port arrival form will come up. Be sure you print this paper off or send it to your email or take a screenshot. Just be sure that you saved this form. This is because this is the main paper you will need to have in your hand when you arrive at the port to board your cruise. They will scan this paper several times during your check-in process, all the way until they announce your name and you're walking on board.
All right, everybody, I hope that was helpful. That online check-in process that is so important to get your cruise started and ready for your vacation.
Be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and we will see you guys next time. Bye, travelers!